Hello friends, my name is Kishan and welcome you in this video tutorial. In this video we are going to learn about the Hibernate 5. So as we know that Hibernate is having the latest version, Hibernate 5.2.11. So considering that fact, I am going to explain you what is Hibernate, and this is just an introductory part of Hibernate. So let's go through the slide. Let's have a first overview. So working with object-oriented software and relational databases can be cumbersome and time-consuming. Developer costs are significantly higher due to the paradigm mismatch between how data is represented in objects versus relational databases. Hibernate is an object relational mapping solution for Java environment. The term object relational mapping refers to the technique of mapping data from an object model represented to a relational database data model representation and vice versa. Hibernate not only takes care of the mapping from Java classes to the database tables, but also provides data query and retrieval facilities. It can significantly reduce development time, otherwise you will have to spend with manual data handling in SQL and JDBC. Hibernate design goal is to relieve the developer from 90% of common data persistence related programming tasks by eliminating the need for manual handcrafted data processing using SQL and JDBC. However, unlike many other persistence solutions, Hibernate does not hide the power of SQL from you and guarantees that your investment in relational technology and knowledge is as valid as always. Hibernate may not be the best solution for data-centric application that only use stored procedures to implement the business logic in the database. It is most useful when object-oriented domain models and business logic in the Java-based middle tier. However, Hibernate certainly help you to remove or encapsulate vendor-specific SQL code and will help with the common task of result set transformation from tabular representation to graph of objects. So that's all about the overview on Hibernate. Now when we talk about the system requirements, Hibernate 5.2 and later version require at least Java 1.8 and JDBC 4.2. Now let's talk about the architecture. So Hibernate as an ORM solution effectively sits between the Java application data access layer and relational database. As you can see in the diagram, the Java application makes use of the Hibernate APIs to load, store, query, etc. its domain data. Now, as a JPA provider, Hibernate implements the Java persistence API specifications, and the association between JPA interfaces and Hibernate specific implementation can be visualized in the following diagram. Right? So as we know that Hibernate is the one of the implementation of JPA specification, and how JPA is related to Hibernate as a ORM implementer that you can visualize in this picture. Now let's talk about some important components of Hibernate. So first component we would like to talk, that is session factory. Session factory is a thread safe, or you can say immutable representation of mappings of application domain model of to a database. This acts as a factory for session instances. The entity manager factory is the JPA equivalent of the session factory, and basically those two converge into the same session factory implementation. A session factory is a very expensive to create, so for any given database, the application should have only one associated session factory. The session factory maintains services that Hibernate uses across all sessions such as second level cache, connection pools, transaction system integration, etc. Now, next component we would like to take, that is called session. Session is a single threaded short-lived object. In JPA nomenclature, the session is represented by an entity manager behind the scenes. The Hibernate session wraps the JDBC connection and acts as a factory for transaction instances. It maintains a generally repeatable read persistence context of application domain model. Now, third component, that is a transaction. Transaction is a single-threaded short-lived object used by the application to demarcate individual physical transaction boundaries. Entity transaction is the JPA equivalence, and both act as an abstraction API to isolate the application from the underlying transaction system in use. So that's all I wanted to discuss in this video tutorial. So whatever we have discussed in the slide, that I have posted on my newly created blog, that is called KK Java Tutorials blogspot.in. And if you go to here and if you click on the Hibernate 5 tab, then you'll get those posted, and here in right side you can see popular posts, so that is also coming over here. So let's click on the Hibernate 5, and here you can see whatever we have discussed in the slide, those things already I have posted over here. So this blog link also I am going to specify in the video description itself. And here a lot of things still I have to post on the my blog. Some of the recent posted I have done in the Eclipse shortcuts. So if you go to this link, Eclipse shortcuts, then you can see here all Eclipse related shortcuts commands I have listed over here, and I have linked the YouTube videos as well. So here you can go through these commands as well as videos on this single page itself. And related to these tabs, still this functionality of these tabs is in progress. So that's all I wanted to cover in this video tutorial, guys. So thanks for watching this video, and see you next video tutorial.